Ashley, hi.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Kajumba. How are you?
You are muted, Yasir.
Hi, Dr. Kajumba. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We'll just wait a few minutes to let everybody join.
Okay.
Hey, Sinan.
Hello, Jim.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. We're
May I
just waiting for Dr. Ostra to join.
Okay, no problem. I'll wait and then I'll let them know. I'm actually on site at our manufacturer. We're doing some testing of some machinery, so I'm in their canteen where it's relatively quiet. So so just forgive my presence. This is my site here.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So, Sinan, just to introduce
good
you
to
to
see
Dr. Kajumba.
Osha.
Dr. Kajumba is currently... Dr. Kajumba, you can introduce yourself, please.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Kajumba, and I'm based in the United States. That is basically in Las Vegas. That's where I am. And and also I work at one of the water facilities here in Las Vegas. So basically I'm in profession of teaching and at the same time water treatment. That is my area of expertise.
Excellent. Great.
So that I did not turn on my camera previously. That's how I look like.
Hi, great to see you. Hello.
Good to see you.
Okay, good.
Hi, Michael.
Excellent.
Michael, you're muted.
Am I muted now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're fine.
you're right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we're just waiting on Dr. Osra, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Let me try to reach out to him and see what he's doing.
Michael, you got a real nice Hollywood picture on your LinkedIn profile, man. You could go for a Hollywood actor.
That's a very old photo.
You look younger though now with yourself shaven and clean shaven.
You think? Keep talking.
Where are you joining from, Michael?
London.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was thinking, slightly getting confused, so I posted the time, like showing what time it is for who.
How are you, Sinan?
I am well, Michael. I am
Good.
just before we came on, I mentioned to everyone that I'm actually on site at Izmir at our manufacturer where we're fine-tuning our screw press. We've got some modifications. So I'm in their canteen actually. Only just getting to lunch at 5 p.m. I timed it so that I could have the meeting and have a bite to eat at the same time.
Right.
This is what I switched off the video because I'm not exactly in my office suit.
All right. Okay. Can we talk tonight, Sinan?
We can indeed, Michael. It's been a very hectic week, but any time after 8 p.m. Turkey time would be good.
Okay. Yeah, that would suit me too. I've got an appointment, but yeah, anytime after 6 o'clock. What time is it where you are now?
It is 5 o'clock right now.
Okay, so you're 2 hours ahead. Okay, I'll call you after 6 o'clock.
Indeed.
How was Sharia? Oops, so guys left the meeting. Great.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good to see you all. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. Metin, I don't think we've met.
Cool.
Metin Gurkhan. Oh. There's Ahad. Hi, Ahad. You're on mute.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Metin.
I'm listening you.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I don't think we've
everybody.
met. Yeah. And I understand you guys, Shara Yassir, are working on a website for us.
Yes.
You'll
Yes.
be able to see a first draft. I'm trying by tonight, but possibly tomorrow day end.
Okay. Great stuff. Let me just have a look just a minute here.
So I'm still trying to get rid of Faizo, so
And Dr. Kajumba, can I just introduce myself? My name is Michael Aspel. I work with SML London Waste Management.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was very happy to see your kind of technology. I was extremely inspired. That's why when
Yes.
Yasser reached out to me, I was like, oh, actually, I have a connection in Saudi Arabia. We worked on this project of trying to design their landfill, and they were kind of, when I look at this, I was like, yeah, this can be a game changer in terms of overcoming all those challenges.
Yes.
So,
And are you calling us from Nevada or Uganda?
I'm in Nevada right now.
You're in Nevada right now. Okay.
Yeah. So,
welcome. It's nice to meet you.
It's very early morning, so I had to wake up at in the morning to attend the meeting. I realized this is the best time that can combine all of us.
I think so. Yeah. I hope you don't mind if I send you a LinkedIn Connect request.
Please go ahead.
I'll do that now. Thank you. And are we waiting for Dr. Faisal?
Yes. So Faizo, if I'm to give you a brief background, is holding a PhD, and right now is in charge of cultural exchange between Saudi Arabia and Turkey and all of Eastern Europe. So, and he's based right now in Turkey. However, he still works with them very closely with Saudi Arabia because he goes back to teach some days in the week. So,
okay.
To me, and is very much connected in waste management when it comes to Saudi Arabia, Mecca, and Jeddah in terms of organizing those pilgrimages that they always conduct during I think they have just even finished one currently. So he's well positioned in that term, especially in terms of waste management. So
okay.
I thought he could be the best person that you can reach out and work together and see how best you can put such amazing project into process.
Yes. Okay. Well, that sounds very, very kind of you to think of us in those terms.
Yeah, he yesterday reached out to me and I was like, "Ooh, who is this?" And then, of course, it was on LinkedIn. And then I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Okay, I can help you out." So
That's great, and I think you should also not restrict yourself to Saudi Arabia or your connect here. Even in Nevada, or if you have a connect anywhere else, we can have a discussion anywhere. It's not restricted to anywhere.
That's right.
So so the technology is
That's
available, and if you have trash or you have compost in large volumes, it's a game changer.
So as we are waiting for it, so let me ask you this: so you all deal with all sorts of waste, or it's just the composite waste?
Can you speak a little louder, Dr. Kajumba, if you don't mind?
The kind of waste that you deal with, do you deal with all sorts of waste, or you only deal with a composite waste, or even do you also consider plastics, or it's just only the composite part of it?
May I answer that, please, Yassir? Thank you. Well, Doctor, what we do, we take what we call organic waste, anything that has cellulose, so anything agricultural or horticultural or even human waste, and we can transform that, process that into a fertilizer as opposed to a compost within 24 hours.
So when you look at the many components of fertilizer, especially the one that, I don't want to use the word artificial, but the one that we use in agriculture, the main component is nitrogen and phosphorus. So how do you make sure that you have sufficient ratio of phosphorus?
Yeah,
nitrogen might be okay, but for phosphorus, I'm scared.
That's a very good question, because we tend to use the NPK values of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We actually score quite highly. I think, off the top of my head, the scores are like 4.22, which in terms of compost is usually about 1.5. But maybe Metin, maybe you'd like to come in on this and talk about it. Maybe it's more your specialty. Metin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. No, and we are discussing about the garbage calorific value approximately. Am I right?
Sorry, what was that, Metin?
No, Metin, we're talking about the end product and the NPK values on the fertilizer.
As I understand it, Metin, the NPK values are relatively high, commensurate with a EU-certified fertilizer, certainly much higher than compost or a biodigestate product.
Yeah, these questions can be replied by Sinan Bey, because he is expert. I am the electricity generation part. I'm in the boiler and turbine. So, only what I interest the calorific value of this garbage and the element analysis of the subjected garbage and the content and the total amount of possible garbage amount, and accordingly we are going to make a decision about the total installed capacity of this plant, and this is my specialty. So, but the fertilizer issue and the now Sinan Bey is online, and I guess now he may reply your questions. I don't know his internet.
Yeah. Can I just jump in? Sinan, we're just talking about the NPK values of your fertilizer. You're on mute, I think, Sinan. Sinan, you're on mute. You're on mute, yeah.
All right. Apologies, something went wrong in the whole industrial site. No, we had a total blackout, so I lost all internet and everything, but everything seems to be back to normal. Now, quickly back to the question about the NPK of the organic fertilizer produced fully from organic waste. It's important to note that it's microbial organic fertilizer. By the way, gents, I'm just going to switch off my video because one, I'm not properly attired, and number two, it's going to save me a little bit on the internet in case we have the same issue. So it's microbial organic fertilizer. Okay, so basically we're not doing what typical fertilizers do, and that is to provide NPK to the plants through the moisture, through watering. We in fact are improving the microbial activity in the soil so that the natural cycle replenishes itself, and as a result the need for use of fertilizer is reduced on a yearly basis. Having said that, our NPK is 353 approximately. It varies from the amount of the organic matter used, or the type of organic matter used. But if we're looking at typical household waste and the organic fraction taken out of that, it's 3 nitrogen, 5 phosphorus, and 3 potassium, NPK, okay? 5 to 3 to 3. So, having said that, did you guys talk about what amount of the waste is to be an organic fraction and what is calorific waste, or is that, we haven't got to that yet?
No,
We haven't got to that.
we were just waiting for Dr. Rostra to join, and so Dr. Kajumba just had a question, and so he threw that into the pool, and that's how we started off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just interested so much in this, and I'm like, if we can have such kind of amazing technology with the waste that we are generating on a global scale, it will be a game changer on a larger scale. And this one brings me to my next kind of like clarification that I could be looking at. So you are looking basically, if you're basically in the US, most of the plants, they just pack the waste and then maybe they ship it or they take it to the landfill. When it comes to the waste generated within the wastewater treatment facilities, have you tried that kind of technology to see how best we can turn that into fertilizers? Basically, in the wastewater treatment, the sludge that comes from there. The reason why I'm asking that, the sludge contains a lot of water, so I don't know if your microbes can actually handle that kind of environment where you have a lot of moisture in terms of sludge that comes from the wastewater.
Well, of course, we treat different types of waste in different manners, and the methodology we use for high moisture waste, I mean, if you can imagine, in the most typical waste that we utilize is what's known as digestate, which is biomass or to produce biogas, and what methane is produced. The animal product, animal and agricultural waste, is in a slurry. It is approximately 90% moisture, 10% solids. It varies slightly, but approximately speaking. And as a result, what we use is let's just, for argument's sake, explain it as a centrifuge. So we reduce that moisture, extract the moisture from that waste, and make it approximately 60-40. That is 60% moisture, 40% solids. And after that, we put it through a screw press. That is yet another methodology to dehumidify, to remove the water content. And then we reduce it down to, when it comes down to approximately 30 to 35% moisture, that's when we turn it into a fertilizer from the fast composting process. So it goes through two processes to remove the excess moisture. I mean, it's hard to explain over the phone. This will be our next stage, but just take it for granted that from the time it comes in, within a matter of 3 hours, at a rate of anywhere from 5 to 10 tons an hour, we reduce the moisture from up to 90% down to 30%.
So right now, the processing capacity, thank you for mentioning that because it was my next question. The processing capacity right now ranges between 5 to 10 tons an hour. Is that correct?
No, that's just one example I gave you.
Okay.
We can formulate that to change. The most efficient system we have at the moment is approximately 20 tons an hour input. It's quite a large unit, but it's which allows us to handle from approximately 200 to 300 tons per day of waste coming in. This is a very efficient system that we utilize right now in various municipalities in Turkey.
Okay, so if you were to have a system and then you put in 20 tons an hour, you are expecting to be turning all these 20 tons into usable fertilizer within like an hour? Is that what you are trying to say?
No. Because you're interested in water waste, wastewater, grey water, what we have to do with waste is we have to extract the moisture in order to use the organic matter efficiently and turn it into compost and then into fertilizer. But that to happen, it needs to have a moisture content of about 30%. So you then ask, well, what happens to the rest of the water that you extract? Well, then we take that water, we can either make liquid fertilizer with it, or we can filter it and sterilize it. And sorry, I apologize. Somebody just asked me a question. So basically, we then take that water and we pasteurize it, and we, I'm saying filter it, but we do more than just micro and filter it. And we ensure that it is safe for irrigation purposes. So, I mean, in essence, what we're doing is we're trying to utilize every aspect of the waste. The water becomes reusable for irrigation. We need moisture, we need steam, so we turn some of that water into our process steam. And we also need to have a 30% moisture content in the compost in order to turn that into fertilizer. And that process takes, depending on the waste, anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, depending on the type of waste.
I think I'll also throw you into this one, just a simple clarification. When you look to at most of the municipal wastewater that we have, the municipal wastewater, unless the community is well educated and they know what they're doing, they will always be combining all this waste. You have plastics, you have glass, you have organic, everything coming in together. So I'm kind of like, do you have a separation mechanism, or that is something that has to be done before I give you my waste?
No, I mean, of course, we address and we attend to all different types of waste. I mean, if you give us the waste unsegregated with all the fractions mixed, then then we have to install a system where we make that separation, and it's a costly measure. And we literally discuss with the client the needs. It could be partially manual, partially automated. It can be fully automated. It can, I mean, it varies. So you don't have to give us the waste already separated. But if you do, then we literally address the issue accordingly. So we can address each issue based on the needs of the client. If you have no means of separating them, I mean, there are some communities that are very, very particular. In Germany and Holland, when you literally get organic waste separated into separate bins, and then you do with plastics, recyclables, and calorific waste. So they're well segregated at the point of pickup. But in some communities, like you say, some less educated, developing places, it comes in a big mess. And there are various types of solutions. You can take the whole thing and burn it inefficiently and still produce electricity. This is possible. Or you can segregate it, make it more efficient, and make it more profitable, and use the organic for organic fertilizer and the calorific for producing electricity, and the recyclables get recycled. So, it's a very generic question, so it's hard to answer, but we can address each one according to the needs of the client.
Oh, wow. So that sounds good and promising. So I had Khan talking about electricity generation. So the system can produce fertilizer at the same time produce electricity, since it's a biodigester. Is that correct? Or did I capture that one wrongly?
No, that's correct. What we say is, in waste, if you have the time and the technology to separate waste into organics and non-organics or caloric waste, you can use organic. We have the technology, we have the right type of biotechnology to turn organic waste into fertilizer. And usually organic waste high in moisture does not really have a high calorific burning value. The volatility isn't high, and it's not a very desirable incineration product. So as a result, we say turn that into something profitable, which is fertilizer, and take the other stuff which is, you know, nappies and plastics, non-recyclable plastics and paper and God knows what else. That's cellulose base.
Yeah.
Whole range of stuff. And just incinerate it and produce electricity. But and this is done all over the world. This is nothing new. That we don't suggest that this is what we do that separates us from the rest is that when you actually incinerate that product to produce electricity with turbines, the gas, the flue gases that is coming out after the incineration has carbon monoxides and dioxides within it, as well as other
greenhouse
gases, sulfuric oxides, and so on. So what we say is, if you've got a fertilizer processing plant next door, we can take those flue gases and we can turn those into sticky carbon and fix it into the fertilizer. Now this is something quite unusual and unique, and not everybody around the world does it. In fact, I know of only 2 very inefficient methods that tries to do it, and they don't do it well enough. But we do. So that's one aspect that differentiates us from the rest.
Actually, that's a unique way. My next point was going to be, if you're going to burn all these calorific materials like plastics, you're going to produce a lot of carbon dioxide, all those kind of greenhouse gases. But if you're able to incorporate a portion of them into fertilizer, well, that's a game changer. And I think everyone will be extremely interested in this, because I was like, countries
as
like...
you say, that is the game changer. In fact, that's what we should really be concentrating on, because everything else people are already doing efficiently, but they're already doing. But that aspect is one of a kind.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. Because countries like US, like where I'm based, they're not going to allow you to burn tires, plastics, because you want to generate electricity. Of course, if you have that kind of channeling the greenhouse gases portion of it into fertilizers and maybe turning them into carbonates and all that, that would be amazing. So I've just got a text from Faizo. He's in hospital right now. So it's like, sorry, I'm in urgent in hospital, so it seems he might not make it. So...
Okay, well, if we've at least answered majority of your primary questions, maybe we can fine-tune it with a follow-up meeting and answer some more specific ones that you might address to us.
So this one is going to be regardless of that, because for me, I'm more interested in this, and I might reach out to some of other people who are might be interested in this technology. When you look at because at the end of the day, regardless of the technology that we do, it comes back to return on the dollar that you invest. So from your experience, based on the plants that you have worked on, imagine you are having everything in place. You have household material like organic waste that has been sorted. It is not mixed. And what could be like the kind of return on investment? If you have any like a rough idea or a range, because at the end of the day, it goes back to who is putting in the money and how much am I getting back? Am I going to get my return after 100 years? Am I getting my returns after 5 years? Maybe yes.
I know what you're asking. I'll give you some. Note these down so that you've got a shortcut. If you've got already segregated waste that's coming to you at no cost. Now, if you have to pay for the waste in order to use it, then that's a different story. But if your waste isn't costing you any money, which is generally the case, majority of the municipalities say, just solve this problem for me and I'll bring you the waste. So if your waste doesn't cost you anything, then your return on your investment for a minimum 40 tons per day, okay? Input has to be minimum 40 tons per day. Your return on your investment is 2.5 years. Max.
Wow.
Okay? So if it's not segregated, if it comes in all mixed up and you have to separate it, it's an additional cost, and you have to segregate it and then you have to deal with it, then that 2.5 years becomes 3.5 years. It's an extra year because of your additional capex costs. So if you have to pay for your waste, then of course those returns will change. But I can't suggest any return on investment period for those because we don't know what you're paying for your waste. Okay, so if you provide that information, we can give you more specific returns. But that's a general feasibility. It is a very good return on investment period.
For me, this is a wow, because really there are very few investments that can have a return in less than 5 years, and regardless of my source of waste, because for me I'm looking at, okay, I'm giving you my waste. I don't consider, okay, where does it come from? That can be a challenge to a municipality. It can be a challenge to the customer. So give me the waste. Me, I'm here to turn your waste into something usable. If my investment can come out within less than 5 years, to me that's a wow.
This is why I have to highlight this point to you. It's very important that you don't make this information known to your
to anyone that I'm talking to. This is
the minute you realize that you're actually going to be getting high returns from this, because the cost of energy and cost of fertilizer is a major contributing factor, then they will start charging you for that waste. But if you go to them as a partner to solve their problem, as a stakeholder in the same investment, saying to them, listen, I'll take your waste and I'll treat it, and what I do with it is my business, and just don't charge me for it. Just bring it to my door and dump it at my front door. And if you bring it to me already segregated, I will even donate some organic fertilizer back to you. If you go into the equation like that, then you come out in front. But the minute you start paying for your waste, that's when the costs, then your return date will be delayed.
I get it.
So now, can I just ask a very quick clarifying question? What sort of is the radius from the plant that you'd deem to be most economic? Is it 50 or 60 miles? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Not miles, but kilometers. Once you bring the waste in from past 60 kilometers, then the amount of transport costs and the carbon dioxide emitted from that transport doesn't make it very, very sensible. But then again, this isn't your concern if the supplier of the waste to you has taken on that cost. I mean, if they have to realize, most councils know this for a fact, that anywhere past 60 kilometer radius, they either establish a waste transfer station or a waste treatment plant or an incineration plant or a landfill site. I mean, there's all sorts of bad solutions to problems. But you don't want to be bringing in waste past 60 kilometers. My suggestion would be just build another satellite treatment plant, processing plant, 60 kilometers apart or 120 kilometers apart, because the radius is 60. So that's my suggestion.
Now this one brings me to another simple point. The distance where the plant should be from basically transporting waste is about 60 kilometers. What about from the community? Do you need special arrangement? Does your plant produce a lot of noise? Does it produce a lot of smelling gas like hydrogen sulfide that needs to be away from the people? Or it is something that we can set up like that we set up a wastewater treatment facility?
No, that again is all the environmental impact statements that we've had to put in order to install this unit has even allowed us to put it into the city centre, because one, there are no odours, okay, because our microbial bacterial processing eliminates odour production. So there's no time for methane to be produced. It comes, it gets processed straight away, so there's no decomposition happening. Secondly, we take the flue gas and we put it back into the fertilizer, into the composting unit. So again, there are no, bad smoke or any fumes that's coming out of the chimney. It's getting reprocessed back into the decomposition unit. So again, there is no minimum radius. You can build this in a factory a kilometer away from a built-up site.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you have to excuse me from this meeting. I have to go on to another appointment. Gentlemen, thanks for organising this afternoon's meeting.
Oh, come on. I'll be reaching
Nice
out
talking
to you very soon.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing from you. And Sinan, we can talk later on.
Yes. Okay, no problems. After 8 p.m. Cheers.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay, are there any more questions that you have at handy, or do you want to just digest this and maybe get back to me after you've had some time to consider your options?
Yeah, so it's for me, I think right now these are the kind of queries that I had and clarification, and thank you very much for answering most of these ones, and they seem to be in a good line. So one more thing I'm going to do is to reach out again to Faisal to discuss some of the things that you have told me, and also for me to try maybe to reach out to some other people, because this is really good in terms of waste management.
Okay, excellent. And just tell me, which city are you actually planning to push this concept at?
So for me, the first idea, because I'm not from the waste management, the first city that came to me was Mecca and Medina, Jeddah, that is in Saudi Arabia. And because even we have very good connection, given that we have someone that we can reach out to who is within the government, who can push some of these policies, and is also much interested in waste management, that is Faisal. So for me, that was like the first idea that came to me. So I'm going to see, as soon as I get back to him from the hospital, I'm going to talk to him, and then I think we shall give you a backup. I'll send you an email, or he will send you an email giving you the way forward. And also for me, just to talk to my colleagues here, that we can maybe, what can be done.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Terrific. All right, I just want a rough idea. It's the Middle East, so I have a rough idea of the type of waste, because I know the composition of most of the waste material from different parts of the world. I just wanted to get an idea. Okay, excellent. Good to talk to you, gentlemen, today, and look forward to hearing back from you at your earliest.
Okay, Yashu, thank you very much for organizing this.
Thank you, Dr. Kanjuba, for your time. I hope you can reach out to Dr. Osra and give him the information, and if he wants to anytime set up another meeting, so we're happy to do that. Yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask a question, Dr. Kazumba? Hi, I'm Shahriar. I work for Game Changer SML. But interestingly, our company is called Game Changer, so I hear you mention that a few times. So I just wanted to check one thing. Through my other work, like training, coaching, I met some senior public sector official from Uganda, and I was wondering whether, are you originally from Uganda? Do you have any connections there? I mean, I was just thinking, whether we can explore some opportunities there, or just your thought whether that's feasible or something.
Yes, I'm originally from Uganda, and if you can, maybe I still have some connections there. So in case you might also be interested in that market. Actually, it's one thing that I was also going to look at. But if you have already reached out to someone, that would be great for me, to start from there, and then maybe see if we can actually work with this person and see how things can move on a faster pace. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great to know. Okay, so I'll look at my contacts and keep in touch. So if you wanted to pursue something there,
yeah, you can get my contact information from April, and just let me know the person whom you contacted, because we don't want us to create a parallel, another parallel chain of connection, when actually maybe the one that you're having is better, or actually if we can work with that same person and then we move forward.
Yeah, sure. So just wanted, if you are interested in that. So good to know. Yeah, yesterday and I worked together. So yes, we'll reach out to you. Yeah.
Okay then.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Sinan. Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Sinan. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Adbhai. Speak later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Sinan.
Yes.
If they're gone, then I need to few seconds to talk to you, which is we had something in a pile up. Yeah.
Ahad bhai, I think
Sinan has left the meeting.
Okay. Okay. আপনি তো এটা ইয়ে করছেন আর যে সব রেকর্ডিং করে রাখছেন, এটা আমাদের খুবই জরুরি লাগবে, বুঝছেন?
জি,
এই জন্য জি, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, এটা খুবই, হ্যাঁ এটা
ভয়েস রেকর্ড করছি আর কি।
দ্যাটস ইট, ওই ভয়েস রেকর্ডিং আমাদের জন্য যথেষ্ট, বুঝছেন? এইটা আমরা এটাকে আমরা বারবার এই জিনিস দৌড়াইতে,
I'm going to convert it into an FAQ.
দ্যাটস রাইট, ইয়ে। তখন এইটা ফুল একটা ইয়ে হয়ে যাবে, আমাদের একটা ভার্সন হয়ে যাবে, এইটা যে কোনো সময় আপনি আপনার মতো করে আমাদের মতো করে আমরা ইউজ করতে পারবো এটা বিভিন্ন জায়গায়।
এই আহাদ ভাই, কি খবর? আপনি আসছেন নাকি বাংলাদেশে?
আমি তো ভাই টিকিট পাঠিয়ে দিলে চলে আসবো ইনশাআল্লাহ।
Yeah, টিকিট তো আপনি পাঠাবেন, আমরা বসে আছি। আপনি you are sitting on the pounds, man. The pound costs like what, 150, man.
ভাইজান, আমরা আসতে হইলে আমাদের আমরা তবলিগের গাইড নিয়ে থাকার জায়গা কোথায়, কোন মসজিদে থাকবো, কাকরাইলে থাকবো না ইয়ে থাকবো, হ্যাঁ এগুলো কত কিছু হিসাব নিকাশ করা লাগে।
আপনার বাংলাদেশে রিসোর্ট করতে চাইতেছিলেন, ওটা কি হইলো?
না, ওইটার হাতেই নেই, ওইটা কারণে এগুলা ব্লক ইনভেস্টমেন্ট, এই জন্য আমি এটা টোটালি